Drake and Kendrick Lamar is once again heating up after the release of diss tracks back to back, and we really mean back to back to back to back.
A security guard has been shot outside the mansion of rap star Drake in Toronto.
Now we're going to turn to the investigation.
Lethal popping sounds rang out at Drake's Toronto mansion early in the morning, turning his lyrical feud with Kendrick Lamar into a shocking act of real violence. What started as harsh words and songs quickly became a terrifying reality, with one of Drake's security guards shot and critically hurt. At 2:30 a.m., amid flashing lights and urgent whispers, everyone wondered if this was a direct hit from their rivalry or something darker. How could a battle of words lead to gunfire and innocent people getting caught in the crossfire? Let's explore how this beef turned into a war between the two of the most influential rappers in the industry. The real cost of high-profile disputes. In the early hours of a Tuesday morning, the ongoing feud between rappers Kendrick Lamar and Drake escalated dramatically. Previously, their battle was contained within the lyrics of numerous diss tracks in which they criticized each other. However, this time, the confrontation spilled into real life with a violent incident outside Drake's lavish Toronto mansion, a property valued at $100 million. The usually quiet neighborhood was disrupted by popping sounds, which resulted in a serious injury to one of Drake's security guards. He was rushed to the hospital in critical condition. The situation raises numerous questions. Was this direct fallout from their public spat? Was the shooting a misguided act by an overzealous fan, or something more sinister? The media quickly picked up on the story, speculating about the underlying tensions and potential motivations behind the attack. The focus was not only on the immediate incident, but also on the broader implications for the rap community, which has seen its share of violence both glorified in lyrics and manifested in reality. This shooting casts a stark light on the dangers of celebrity feuds escalating beyond words. The rivalry between Kendrick Lamar and Drake, while fueling their music and public personas, has now shown a darker side. The impact extends beyond themselves, endangering those around them, such as the injured security guard, whose life has been put at risk, seemingly as a byproduct of the rapper's conflict. As police investigate the shooting, the rap community and its fans are left to ponder the consequences of such high-profile disputes. The ongoing verbal attacks between the two artists, now more poignant than ever, continue unabated, reflecting a troubling indifference to the real-world repercussions of their heated exchanges. This situation serves as a grim reminder of the fine line between entertaining confrontations in music and their potential to cause actual harm. In Toronto, a security guard was standing outside the gates of a large mansion when a drive-by shooting occurred. This detail was provided by the Toronto Police Service's Integrated Gun and Gang Task Force, emphasizing the seriousness of the situation. The event happened in a neighborhood more often seen in movies about the wealthy and powerful, rather than one known for violent crimes, adding a stark contrast to the scene. The police were able to confirm that the perpetrators were in a vehicle during the attack, but could not provide specifics about the type of vehicle used or how many individuals were involved. This lack of detail complicates the investigation, making it harder for authorities to track down the suspects. The only lead they currently have comes from security footage, which is of poor quality and difficult to analyze. The involvement of a specialized task force indicates the potential gravity and organized nature of this crime. Yet, the fact that critical evidence hinges on enhancing grainy video footage raises concerns about how well-equipped our law enforcement is with the necessary technology to handle such cases efficiently. As the investigation slowly progresses, police express hope that improvements in video analysis will bring more information to light. However, the current reliance on this unclear footage to piece together what happened leaves many questions unanswered. It highlights not only the challenges faced by law enforcement in dealing with high-tech crimes, but also the unsettling reality of violence infiltrating places where it seems least expected. Paul Cook has little to offer in terms of concrete details regarding the ongoing investigation into the shooting at Drake's Toronto home. His comments are filled with caution and a lack of commitment to any specific narrative, a typical stance in these early stages of a high-profile case. The lack of information does not stop the public and the media from speculating, especially given Drake's status not just as a rapper, but as a constant figure in the spotlight. questions about whether Drake, whose real name is Aubrey Graham, was at home when the incident occurred add to the intrigue, but no clear answers are forthcoming. However, communication between Drake's team and the police seems to be ongoing, with reports that the rapper is cooperating with authorities as they try to figure out what happened. At a press conference, the conversation inevitably turned to Drake's known tensions with Kendrick Lamar, another prominent rapper. Their well-documented exchanges in songs and interviews have fueled fan theories and media speculation that sometimes escalate minor conflicts into perceived major feuds. When asked if this rivalry could have motivated the shooting, authorities were quick to downplay such theories. Kook acknowledged the rumors, but reiterated that it's too early in the investigation to link the incident to any personal conflicts between the artists. This careful approach by the police reflects the challenges they face in handling cases involving celebrities, where public interest is high and rumors are rampant. The police must navigate the delicate balance of maintaining public confidence and managing the media frenzy while ensuring the integrity of their investigation. As the days pass, the demand for more detailed information only grows, but officials continue to release only minimal details, likely to avoid compromising their investigation. This often leads to frustration among those who follow the case, hungry for immediate and definitive answers. In high-profile cases like this one, involving celebrities like Drake, every small piece of information can be blown out of proportion, and every delay or vague statement from the authorities can be seen as significant. The reality of such investigations is that they often move slowly, with law enforcement officials being cautious about every piece of information they release. This can be unsatisfying for the public who, fueled by intense media coverage and the celebrity nature of the case, are eager to connect the dots, regardless of whether those connections are based on solid evidence or mere conjecture. Meanwhile, the investigation continues, with officials piecing together witness statements, surveillance footage, and other key evidence, hoping to build a clear picture of what exactly happened at Drake's home that night. The feud between Kendrick Lamar and Drake has become a significant chapter in modern rap history, far from their beginnings when they worked together on tracks like Drake's 2011 Buried Alive interlude, Kendrick's 2012 Poetic Justice, and A$AP Rocky's Fucking Problems. These collaborations once showed a promising combination of their unique talents, hinting at what could have been a powerful partnership in the music world. But things started to change dramatically shortly after their joint projects reached their peak. 2013 brings a big shakeup in the rap world, from comrades to physical competitors. The turning point came in 2013 after Kendrick dropped a verse on Big Sean's track Control, where he claimed the throne of both the East and West Coasts and named several peers, including Drake, challenging them directly. This move by Kendrick marked the beginning of a public and fierce rivalry. His bold call-out was like throwing down the gauntlet, challenging the status quo and the egos of big names in the industry, Drake included. Drake's reaction was subtle at first, with indirect comments in interviews and slight digs in his songs, indicating his annoyance at Kendrick's aggressive approach. Their conflict simmered as they traded veiled insults in their music, moving from the realm of friendly competition into a more serious and personal territory. This shift was a significant change from their earlier days of mutual respect and collaboration. Over time, their back and forth grew more intense, with Kendrick's lyrics sharpening and Drake's songs often reflecting a mix of reflection and defiance. It seemed that Kendrick was becoming increasingly critical of what he saw as superficial aspects of the rap game, aspects that Drake, in his view, might represent. Meanwhile, Drake seemed to be protecting his territory, responding to Kendrick's challenges with his blend of introspection and assertiveness. This ongoing rivalry goes beyond personal issues, reflecting deeper themes in the rap industry where temporary alliances and fierce competition are common. Their battle, played out through their music and public statements, highlights the competitive nature of rap, where artists are continually tested on their ability to innovate and dominate the discourse. As their feud continued, it appeared to underscore broader issues within the music industry, such as the fleeting nature of relationships and the intense pressure to remain relevant. Both Kendrick and Drake used the tension between them not just to defend their positions, but to push their musical boundaries and define their public images. This confrontation between Kendrick and Drake illustrates the complex dynamics of the rap industry, characterized by both cooperation and conflict. Relationships among artists often change rapidly, influenced by competition and the drive to stay on top. The ongoing conflict between these two artists is not just about their personal rivalry, but reflects the broader struggles within the music industry. Struggles around artistic integrity, commercial success, and the ever-present scrutiny from the public and media. In this context, the Kendrick-Drake feud is more than just a series of diss tracks and interviews. It's a saga that reveals much about the pressures, challenges, and the often harsh realities of the music world. It shows how quickly alliances can turn into rivalries, and how these battles can drive the evolution of the artists involved, continually shaping and reshaping the landscape of rap music. Sean took the rap world by storm when he boldly called out a group of top rappers including Meek Mill, Pusha T, A$AP Rocky, Big Crit, Drake, and even Big Sean in a daring lyrical challenge. He threw down the gauntlet with the lines, "I got love for you all, but I'm trying to eliminate you. Trying to make sure your core fans never heard of you," signaling a fierce competition. Drake responded lightly, almost dismissively, saying, "I know good and well that Kendrick's not eliminating me at all in any platform," brushing off the intensity of the challenge. A decade later, J. Cole reignited this simmering rivalry with his song First Person Shooter, cleverly nudging the ongoing debate among fans about who leads the pack in the rap game, Kendrick, Drake, or himself. With the line, "Love when they argue, the hardest MC, is it K. Dot, is it Aubrey, or me?" He invited fans and critics alike to reevaluate the status quo of rap dominance. Not to be outdone, Kendrick responded several months later, simplifying the equation with his assertive claim that in the race for supremacy, it's just me. This rebuttal was a clear swipe at the notion of a trio at the top, insisting on his singular dominance. The lyrical volley continued as J. Cole released a pointed 7-minute drill-style response, although he later stepped back from the confrontation with an apology. However, the piece was short-lived as Drake entered the conversation with 2 diss tracks, one of which showcased a novel approach by integrating AI-generated voices of rap legends Snoop Dogg and Tupac. This move not only elevated the technical artistry in their feud, but also blurred the lines between past and present influences in rap. Kendrick swiftly countered with Euphoria and 616 in LA, tracks that went viral for their sharp lyrics and his unyielding stance in the rap game. These exchanges highlight the strategic and often personal nature of rap battles, where each artist not only seeks to defend their artistry and reputation, but also to claim their space in the cultural narrative that shapes the music industry. The ongoing battle among these rap heavyweights illustrates the intricate dance of competition and camaraderie that defines their careers. Each artist uses their music as a battlefield, a platform to assert dominance, challenge peers, and engage with their audience. This rivalry, while fierce, also brings to light the underlying structures of the music industry, where commercial interests, corporate sponsorships like those from Morgan & Morgan, and legal considerations play significant roles. Through their lyrics, these artists continue to influence and redefine the boundaries of rap music, ensuring that their legacies are not just about their music, but about how they navigate the complex interplay of creativity, market forces, and personal branding. This saga of lyrical duels not only captivates their audience, but also keeps the artists relevant in an ever-evolving musical landscape. Now the drama spills into the public eye. Hidden conflicts in music royalty. As straightforward as filing a claim might be, the clashes that spill out from the world of celebrity disputes are anything but. Consider the recent feud between Drake and Kendrick, which turned personal and very public overnight. On May 3rd, Drake released a song called Family Matters, where he accused Kendrick of hurting his longtime partner. The next day, Kendrick hit back hard, accusing Drake of hiding a child and labeling him as a predator. The accusations didn't stop there. Kendrick quickly released another track titled Not Like Us, where he went further, accusing Drake of being a pedophile and suggesting he was protecting others guilty of similar crimes in his circle. He even claimed Drake was involved in a child trafficking ring. This battle didn't just stay between the two artists, it exploded into the public domain, with each new song dropping serious allegations, turning personal beefs into allegations of criminal behavior. The public tuned in, glued to their screens, watching the drama unfold with each track. It's become more than just a series of songs. It's a full-blown spectacle where private issues turn into public trials. Each artist uses their music to fight their battles, casting accusations that ripple far beyond their personal lives, hinting at darker, more widespread issues within the industry they belong to. As these personal vendettas gain traction, they open a window for the world to see the darker sides of fame, where the lines between personal disputes and criminal allegations blur, creating a complex web of accusations and counter-accusations. Drake responded quickly when Kendrick Lamar made a bold and disturbing choice to feature Drake's Toronto mansion, the scene of a recent shooting, as the album cover for his latest release. The image of the mansion, known as the Embassy, was provocative, seeming to challenge Drake directly. This move came right after Drake dropped his new track Heart 6 on May 5th, just days before the troubling incident at his home. The timing of these events sparked discussions about whether the rising tensions between these two prominent musicians could have somehow invited the trouble at Drake's home. In cities like Chicago, this type of conflict isn't unusual, especially among local rappers who engage in what's known as drill music, a style often marked by real-life confrontations that can escalate into violence. However, the shooting at Drake's upscale neighborhood was unusual because of its typically peaceful setting and the scale of Drake's residence, a massive 50,000 square foot home. Lieutenant Will Feeler, a retired Chicago PD homicide detective, suggested that an overly enthusiastic fan, or someone with a grudge, might have been motivated to take drastic action. This highlights a dark side of fan culture, where intense admiration can sometimes turn into dangerous obsession. The shooting at Drake's mansion serves as a stark reminder of the potential dangers of celebrity disputes that can extend beyond verbal spats to affect their personal lives. The entertainment industry, particularly in genres like hip-hop and rap, often promotes a culture of rivalry and aggression as part of its appeal. This can be profitable and draw attention, but might also lead to serious consequences. Fans often get caught up in these disputes, which can lead to real-world violence that impacts not only the artists involved, but also their communities. It's a complex web of interactions where public feuds can translate into private dangers, with the lines between personal and public personas blurring. When the spotlight fades and the social media buzz dies down, the true impact of these conflicts becomes apparent. It's a sobering look at the costs of fame, where personal security can be compromised, leaving celebrities and their fans in vulnerable positions. This incident at Drake's mansion is more than just a news story. It's a reflection of deeper issues in fan culture and celebrity conflicts that can escalate far beyond what was intended. In this sort of neighborhood, you would definitely expect to see a lot of surveillance cameras. There are cameras at every house, covering the neighbors' properties and watching all the roads leading to the area. Even the traffic lights have cameras. Right now, detectives are likely doing a full sweep of the area. They're going back to talk to people who weren't around when they first visited, looking for any video footage that could help them figure out what happened. It's a huge advantage for modern investigations, a big change from the past when detectives had to rely more on guesswork and less on solid evidence. The significance of video evidence in modern crime solving cannot be overstated. With the advent of widespread video surveillance and the accessibility of recording devices, law enforcement agencies have harnessed this technology to speed up the resolution of cases and improve the accuracy of investigations. These videos often capture crucial moments, providing clear clues that might have otherwise gone unnoticed. Also, there's the injured security guard to consider. If a bullet was taken from his wound, it could provide valuable information about the gun it was fired from. This could help link it to other evidence or known weapons in police records, adding another piece to the puzzle of the crime scene. On top of video evidence and bullet casings, the work of going door to door is still very important. Talking to people, gathering their stories, and checking if they have any footage that might have caught something useful is crucial. Kendrick Lamar is a major figure in music, influencing fans not only in the United States, but also in Canada and other parts of the world. His impact is strong, similar to how rap music has shaped cultural discussions for decades. This genre has often reflected deep societal issues, occasionally leading to personal disputes among its biggest names, like Nas and Jay-Z. Old rivalries flare up, bringing new troubles. The fine line in hip-hop dynamics. These rivalries often remind people of darker times, such as the violent conflicts that ended the lives of rap legends Biggie Smalls and Tupac Shakur in the 1990s. These figures continue to be topics of conversation today, their stories re-examined and sometimes used for profit. In the current music scene, artists like Drake and Kendrick Lamar are usually not involved with gangs. However, Kendrick grew up in Compton, a city known for its significant gang activity. He doesn't promote gang life, but his background influences his music, giving him a voice that speaks from the perspective of someone who has seen such realities. Drake, on the other hand, is often involved in lyrical disputes that, while not gang-related, still generate public and media attention. The atmosphere in the rap community can become more charged unless these artists actively promote peace. Their lyrics often contain bold and provocative language that does more than entertain. They set a stage for rivalry that could potentially lead to more serious conflicts. This isn't just about whether they are part of gangs, it's about the wider impact of their words and their responsibility as influential figures. They need to be careful with their influence, because without a clear message against violence, the music industry could be facing a return to the darker times of the past. This scenario raises questions about the role of artists in managing the cultural narratives that emerge from their music. Can they just be entertainers, or do they have a duty to guide their audiences towards a better understanding and resolution of conflicts? As tensions rise, the need for such guidance becomes more apparent, making it crucial for figures like Lamar and Drake to step up and help steer the community away from potential violence and towards constructive dialogue. Drake recently spoke in a gentler way than usual, slightly toning down his usual competitive edge. In his comments, he seemed to acknowledge that his ongoing rivalry might have actually helped his opponent's fans stay engaged. By saying he was glad his actions spurred some motivation, he hinted that their battles might be good for both of their careers, though his words carried a slight air of condescension. This shift towards a more diplomatic approach suggests a deeper understanding of the real risks that come with public disputes among celebrities. Celebrity feuds often play out on social media, almost like a staged drama for the public's amusement. However, the potential damage from these spats isn't confined to their personal lives. It spills over into the real world. When Drake talks about the danger to staff members and possible injuries to innocent bystanders, he's not just making conversation. He's admitting that the fallout from their verbal skirmishes can have serious, tangible consequences. The image of a thrown object breaking through a window isn't just about property damage. It's a metaphor for the real harm that can come from their heated exchanges. As these celebrities continue to engage in public back and forths, it becomes crucial for them to act more maturely. Their personal disagreements might make headlines, but they also carry the risk of causing actual harm. Behind the glamorous facade of Hollywood, these confrontations can have serious implications. Celebrities live in a world far removed from everyday struggles, but their public actions can affect people who have nothing to do with their private wars. The need for these influential figures to consider the broader impact of their feuds is becoming more pressing. Their public disputes, while sometimes seen as mere entertainment, can lead to dangerous situations. They need to remember that their words and actions can have effects beyond their intended targets. It's essential for them to adopt a more thoughtful and responsible approach to how they handle their rivalries. Not only would this help protect their own reputations, but it would also safeguard the well-being of those around them. Drake's recent remarks could be seen as a sign of growing awareness that the competitive banter needs to be kept in check. Hopefully, this realization marks a move towards more responsible behavior among celebrities, recognizing that the stakes are too high for reckless provocations. The real challenge is maintaining this awareness and not letting the allure of public attention drive them back into old habits. It's about time these stars realize that their actions reach beyond their own lives and can impact others in profound ways. And they must start taking this seriously to avoid any further negative consequences. The world of famous musicians, disputes can sometimes escalate beyond mere artistic disagreements into more severe accusations, like those of pedophilia. When prominent figures such as Kendrick Lamar and Drake find themselves entangled in these intense conflicts, the allegations aren't taken lightly. The gravity of such claims carries significant implications, both socially and legally. As these artists hold considerable influence, their words resonate deeply with their audiences, eliciting strong emotional reactions. This dynamic not only affects the individuals involved, but also has the potential to impact their fan bases and the wider community. The ripple effects of such disputes can be profound, affecting public perception and possibly leading to serious consequences for the parties involved. These situations are complicated and often require careful navigation to address the concerns raised while managing the fallout among their followers. The speed at which these accusations spread is incredible. Social media serves as a megaphone, broadcasting every lyric and intensifying the spectacle. While artists are generally free to express themselves in their music thanks to the First Amendment, there's a delicate balance between creative expression and defamation. If a lyric specifically points to a real person and accuses them of a crime, what was once considered artistic expression might turn into a legal issue. This isn't just about damaging someone's reputation, it's about potentially inviting criminal investigations. What are your thoughts on the impact of celebrity conflicts on society? Do they do more harm than good? Comment your opinions below and don't forget to subscribe.